You are watching Pausing with Erik. We pause for a second or two. How do we keep life coherent when so much is changing? This is episode 305, Tech in Body. In today's episode, we are talking about our bodies. And we're talking about how our bodies relate to other things. So if we look at a historical timeline, for the longest of times, up until perhaps a couple of 100 years ago, we did not put that many things inside of our bodies. We did not put that many different things inside of our bodies. So for the longest of times, what we put inside our bodies were basically food, water. We put each other in our bodies. We penetrated each other. We made use of some plants and mushrooms to alter our state of mind. We made tattoos with help of sharp stones and some ink. We did different piercings in nose and ears and so on. And we also penetrated each other with weapons, knives, spears, arrows. But apart from these things, arguably not that many more things were used. So having a sense of body was not the same back in history as it is today. In our times now, especially since the Second World War, we are putting more and more things inside of our bodies. We are penetrating ourselves with technology, allowing technology not only to be here in the outside, like this CD player, not only here on the outside, but also inside of us. Having technology inside of us. And in today's episode, we pause and take a moment to reflect upon what does this mean to us as humans, as people, when we now have all these different kinds of man-made things inside of our bodies. To our help, we have this wood cube body. Body is a universal skill, which means that it is applicable in every and any situation. We can always make use of body. This is the image for universal skill body, an outline body. We pause and observe the dynamics between our own physical body and other bodies. Body is how we know our outside from our inside. So, I usually say that body is our second skill after pausing. So, in a pausing kind of way, from a pausing kind of logic to life, body is the first thing we look at apart from the pausing in itself. So what are we saying here that universal skill body is? We pause and observe the dynamics between our own physical body and other bodies. Okay. So let's draw a body here. So we are here in the middle. Making one of these stylized bodies, like on the cube. This is us, our body. And then we have other bodies. I'm making a few more. And one more. Looks like the three ginger men. Okay, so universal skill body is that we pause and observe the dynamics between our body and other bodies. How these affect each other. It would seem that to have a body and to be a person is to be a body among other bodies. To be an individual and a group at the same time. And universal skill body is how we know our outside from our inside. So everything inside of us is inside. Make an I here. And everything outside of us is outside. So this body is outside. This body is outside. And here is also outside. Anything here, the air, things, nature. That's also outside. Then what does it mean for us that we now are putting so many different man-made things inside of us? What does that mean? So I believe that this subject can be a highly subjective one. After all, my body is not your body, and your body is not my body. For you, I am part of your outside, and for me, you are part of my outside. So it would seem that in these days, when we have so many different kind of technology that we may put inside our body, how we feel about it can differ a lot. But what can be said with certainty is that once we put something man-made, some technology inside of us, inside of our body, we are affected. We are affected by other bodies, but from the inside. Does that feel reasonable? Do you agree or disagree? Once we put some technology inside of our body is affected by other bodies, but from the inside. It's like putting other bodies, or at least the intention of other bodies, inside our own. So once we put technology inside of us, our outside travels into our inside. So then we also have outside inside of us. So then we have this sort of dynamic, made like a dashed line here, or a dotted line. We have this dynamic between the outside and the inside of us. And this can, if we do not pause and reflect upon it or talk about it, this can be a great cause of confusion for us. That all of a sudden we have put the intentions of other people, be they good intentions, but nonetheless, we have put the intentions of other people inside our own body. So we become like a container or an agent for other bodies, in a sense, or to some purposes. Do you agree? Disagree? So what is interesting to look at using universal skill body is how we know our outside from our inside, is to study how this sort of communication or this conflict of interests works in our bodies. So for each new technology that we introduce inside of our body, allow to penetrate our body, we have this sort of new form of dynamics inside of us. Does it feel intuitive to you what I'm saying now? That for every new technology we introduce, it can seem very simple at first glance, but still there is something outside that we are introducing to our inside. So we can make more episodes about different kinds of technologies, more specific types, because it would seem that we have so many different technologies we put inside of us, and each one affect us in different ways and give rise to different sort of ambivalences inside of us. It can get quite complicated, So what I argue, my main argument with this episode, is that introducing new things from the outside into our inside is not a thing to take lightheartedly. It's simply not. It's a great thing, it's a serious thing to introduce something outside, inside, to penetrate ourselves with something from the outside. So, without having this episode go on for too long, I like to keep them quite short and to the point. We have technologies for every part of the body now that we can penetrate our body with. We have technology for the head, for the face, for our internal organs, for our skin, for our heart, for our reproductive organs, for our hormonal balances, for our immune system. We have so many different kinds, and each technology is potentially complicating. So in each case we're dealing with a trade-off. We're dealing with that it does something good for us, potentially, but it can also confuse us and make harm. I think this is a good start for this subject. It's a subject that can easily grow very large very quickly, because we're talking about allowing a multitude of different things inside of us. So it's a difficult subject to just keep short and to the point. But I think this is the main idea, that once we allow something from the outside to go inside of us, to penetrate us, then the intentions of other bodies is transported inside of us. That's the main point. To develop a skill out of pausing and recognizing this fact, that once we have technology inside of us, we also have not only our own intentions, but also the intentions of others inside of us. That's it for today. Thank you.